What's up guys, my name's Walker and welcome to Modding A Tale of Two Wastelands Part 6 Visual Improvements. So today's episode we're going to be talking about miscellaneous textures and other visual improvements. It kind of is going hand in hand with the last episode, which was texture overhauls, while in that episode we got most of both Wastelands covered texture wise. There's still a few little objects like meds, skill books, just other little things that you wouldn't normally think of that I personally want to make look better. So today is going to be a pretty long episode because there's just a bunch of little mods. So I'm going to be going over those and I will see you guys at the first mod we're going to be installing. Alrighty, so to start out with, if you look at my tabs, you can see we have quite a few things to cover today. And I actually haven't even opened yet about 5 more. Luckily though, these are all just texture models and texture mods, so it's not going to take, most of them are going to be a simple download with manager or download manually and install. I'll just go through each of these quickly so you know exactly what to do. So the first one we're doing is Retexture Clutter Collection, download manually. I'm going to go ahead and go to the next one. We got Mgs Ncr Clutter Retextures for New Vegas. Any of the New Vegas, or any of the Fallout 3 ones, you're going to have to download manually because it doesn't work with the manager. New Vegas ones, most of them are going to be downloading with manager, so we're going to do the Mgs Ncr Pack Ojo friendly because we have the Ojo Buenos texture pack from the last one. Download that with manager. Next one, Citadel Retextured. I'm going to grab the medium res pack. 4096 by 4096 is just overkill. Personally, I think that, so I'm going to download manually the medium res pack. Next one, HD Mist. I'm going to grab the 1K, don't really need the 2K version. Hectorald FX Dust Storm Deluxe High Res Retext. Just download with manager. Hectorald Tumbleweed. Again, I'm going to get the 1020 by 1024, or 1024 by 1024, excuse me. Improved LOD Noise Texture. Download with manager, not the Mod Fusion one, just the regular one. Okay, so the way I'm going to do this is we're going to do about 6 or 7 mods, download them, and then show you how to install them, and then go on to the next 6 or 7. So the ones that you just saw the steps for, now we're going to install those. They're all finished downloading. The first one we downloaded was Better Clutter for Fallout 3. So I already put that out on my desktop. Let's open it up and see what we got. And all these GIF files, okay, we're going to extract this first to our desktop. We can get rid of that archive. Open up the folder. We can get rid of all these GIF files. Alright, and the rest looks good. We can get rid of the README as well. And now add that back to archive. Delete the folder. Alright, and then we can go back over to Mod Organizer, find that archive we just made. I'm just going to put spaces here. You can name it whatever you want. Manual. Right click, open up until you see data, right click and set data directory. And it says looks good. Okay. Alright, so that one's installed. We can go ahead and check it. Next is the Mgs Ncr Pack Ojo friendly. Go ahead and double click that to install. Manual. Right click Mgs Ncr Pack Ojo compatible. Set data directory. It says looks good. Alright, while that's installing, we can go over back to our desktop because this is the third one we download. This is the Citadel Retexture. Alright, so I got the medium res, so it says performance. This one already looks good, so we don't have to make any changes. Go over to Mod Organizer, find that archive, double click to install, manual, drop down until you see performance pack, set data directory, and then you can uncheck the README as well. I'm just going to rename this Citadel Retextured. Alright, then we can go ahead and click both of those on this side. Oops. Alright, Alright, so the next one we downloaded was HD Mist. Double click to install that. It already looks good. And then the next one was Hectoral FX Dust Storm. Double click. This one's going to look pretty scary with all this different stuff. It's actually still going to be pretty easy to install. Just whichever resolution version you want, just drop that down and set data directory. I'm personally going to be using the 1024 one, so I'm going to right click 1024 and hit set data directory, and that's all you got to do there. None of that other stuff will be installed. The Tumbleweed, I think this is the same thing. Nope, this one just comes in one version, so right click set data directory, just uncheck everything except the meshes and textures, hit OK, and then finally improved LOD noise texture, double click to install, manual, we can uncheck the readme, OK. Now we can go over and check all those. And those are all installed, so I'm going to go back over to the downloads page again and do about 6 or 7 more, and I'll meet you guys there. Alrighty, so the next one we're going to be doing is Lauren's Bathroom Poetry. If you don't know, there's a mod called Lauren's Bathroom Poetry for both New Vegas and Fallout 3. All this does is make it work with Tale of Two Wastelands. So first we're going to go over to the Lauren's Bathroom Poetry Fallout 3, download this manually. Then the New Vegas, we're also going to download this one manually. And then over at the Tale of Two Wastelands forum, we have a replacement ESP that extends the functionality so that it works for Tale of Two Wastelands. So just grab this file here. Once those are done downloading, we can bring all of these out onto our desktop and extract all of them. And while it's doing that, we can go ahead and make a new folder. I go kind of slow though. And we're going to name it Lauren's Bathroom Poetry Tale of Two Wastelands. So now what we're going to do is open up the Fallout 3 one, which, let's see, should be the first one. Just check. Yep, this is the right one. So drag and drop the meshes and textures into here. We don't need the ESP, so you can delete that folder. And I'll go to the next one. Drag and drop the meshes and textures. Don't need the ESP, so delete that folder. And then this is the new ESP we downloaded from the Tale of Two Wastelands site, so we just drag and drop that into the folder, and that's that. We can delete everything but the folder we made. And then we're going to add this to an archive. Head back over to Mod Organizer, install mod from archive, find the one we just made. I'm going to make sure it's named correctly. Open it up to where you see this folder and set data directory. And okay, that one's installed. And check it over here and you're good to go. Okay, and the next mod is sort of keeping in theme with the graffiti from the Tale of Two Wastelands Lauren's Poetry. This one is Raider Graffiti Redone. This mod has 2 variants, the punk variant, which you see on the right side of the screen here, and then just the standard retextured normal variant. You can pick whichever one you want. The installation procedure is going to be exactly the same. I prefer just the new graffiti one, so I'm going to be using that. So over at the Files tab, instead of grabbing punk Raider Graffiti, I'm downloading manually Raider Graffiti. I've already done that, so we're going to move on to the next mod. This is Textures Over Time. And under the Files tab, we can download these manually. We're going to only be getting three of these files. So I'm going to get Flagstone Walls, download with Manager, Honest Heart Sandstone, download with Manager, and Sandbags, download with Manager. While those are downloading, we'll hop on over to Oddly's Miscellaneous Textures, excuse me. And this one, we're not going to be grabbing the main file. We're actually going to be grabbing the optional files. While we're not following this guide specifically, we still only want the textures that the guy who made this guide recommends. So we're going to download with Manager the optional file here. Then we're going to go over to a Ratio HD Textures pack, and I'm going to be grabbing just the 2K one, download with Manager. You can do either one though. So we can go on over to Mod Organizer and install these. The first one we downloaded was the Raider Graffiti, so go just bring that out to where you can find it, open up Mod Organizer, install from archive. Raider Graffiti, mine's on the desktop, so I'm just going to rename this to what it said on the Nexus. Raider Graffiti redone, manual, drop it down to where you see the textures folder, it's set data directory to where it says looks good. Okay, that one's installed. And then the textures over time. These three files, make sure you leave them named textures over time because they're going to be merging these. Hit manual, get rid of the readme on the flagstone walls, hit OK. Then the sandstone, manual, get rid of the readme, OK. And then when this dialog box pops up, hit merge. And then for the third and final file from textures over time, do the exact same thing, merge. And get rid of these. And then for the oddly missed textures, double click to install, manual, drop down, set data directory, and get rid of the readme. Okay, that one's installed. And then lastly, the Ratio HD Textures pack, double click, manual, this one already looks good. Okay, then we can remove that and check all those. And now all those are installed, so going back over to the Nexus, we got Better Booze. If you look at the images, there's a few different packs here you can choose from, I think 3. There's just, let's see what they're called. There's an alternative pack, a classic pack, and a mainstream pack. So the mainstream pack kind of adds like actual liquor to the game, Smirnoff, Budweiser, Jack Daniels, and Jim Beam. The alternative pack, I think, is, let's see, alternative pack is Black Velvet, just this stuff here, and then the classic pack is just the Jack, the top one here. I'm gonna go with the classic one just because I don't really want to add like real liquors to my game. It kind of breaks the immersion for me. So over at the Files tab, I'm going to download the classic pack manually, and I'm also going to grab the Bottle Mesh add-on and the Wine add-on. I'm going to download all those manually. Now once those are done, I'm going to bring them out onto my desktop. And I'm going to make a new folder. I'm going to name it Better Booze. Now I'm going to extract all these onto my desktop. And we can get rid of those archives. So first, the classic pack, open that up, open this up, and drag and drop the textures folder only into the new folder we just made, and you can get rid of that. Then the Bottle Mesh add-on, download or drag and drop meshes folder only over into the new folder, get rid of that. Then the Wine add-on, drag and drop. I'm going to go with the, actually I think we can grab both here. So open up these folders, grab the textures. Okay, so those are going to be separate. So pick whether you want red wine bottles or white. I'm going to go with the white. It's going to be a green bottle. The red one's a burgundy bottle. It doesn't really matter which one you use, but drag and drop that into the folder. Then you can get rid of that. And then we're going to add this to an archive. Get rid of the folder. Go over to Mod Organizer. Find that archive. Manual. Set data directory. And that one's done. And install it. Alrighty, so back over the Nexus, we're going to see Bear Trap Retextured. Download that manually, I've already done that. The next one is Cherry Bomb HD Retexture Remodel. Download both files, the main file and the optional file with Manager. Download those with Manager. And then we have Fallout Food Package Retexture Compilation. So there's 3 different versions. The one we're going to be using is the dirty set uncompressed, download that with Manager. And then we're also going to get the stake box fix for 3.0 for clean or dirty, so download that with Manager. And then this is an update. We're also going to grab this. This is if you have dead money, which if you have Tale 2 Wastelands, you do have dead money, so download that with Manager as well. Then over go to the next one, Hectorial Lock Interface Deluxe High Res Retext. Download whichever one you want manually. I'm going to grab the 2K one. And then the mailbox. Download whichever one you want with Manager. I'm going to grab the 1K one. Alright, we'll go ahead and install the ones we just downloaded. So the first one we grabbed was the Bear Trap Retexture, so bring that out. Open up Mod Organizer, add new mod. I'm just going to capitalize this. And you can get rid of the JPEGs and the README, and the rest looks good. So that one's done. We can install that. Alright, so the next one we got was the Cherry Bomb Retexture, so double click, manual, OK. And then the mesh for it, manual, leave it the same name, and merge. And we're going to wait for this to finish downloading, and then we'll be back. Alrighty, so once it's finished downloading, double click to install, manual, drop this down. You can get rid of the README, you can get rid of all the JPEG files, so all you need is the Meshes Textures and the ESP. I'll make sure you hit set data directory there before you hit OK. This looks good. Alright, then we have the fix, double click that, manual, set data directory for the meshes, and then merge. And then the patch for the dead money, double click that, manual, drop it down to data directory, OK, and merge. And that one's done. The next one we did was the Hectorial Lock Interface Deluxe, so double click that, drop it down, get rid of the images and the README, set data directory so that it says looks good. And then the mailbox, manual, get rid of the images and the README, set data directory, and that one is done as well. So scroll over here, check all those, and those are installed. Alright guys, so I made a mistake on the Fallout Food Package Retexture compilation. You don't need the update file. If you did already download it, don't worry. You're going to follow these steps either way, even if you didn't grab this update file, because we don't need the ESP that comes with that mod. So over in Mod Organizer, find where you have it installed, double click it, and under optional ESPs, I've already done this. This will be under available ESPs, so it'll look like this when you open it. So just select this and move it up into optional. And then in the File Tree tab, I've already done this too, so I can't show you specifically, but you're going to open up the Meshes folder, the Clutter, Junk, and then in this list here at the very top, you're going to see abraxocleaner.nif, and you're going to delete that file. And then once you've done that, you're good to go on that one. Alrighty, and back over the Nexus, we're going to be doing high-res chems and health retexture next. So just grab the main file, download with Manager, and we're actually going to be merging this with a different mod from Fallout 3 called Urban Food and Chems Retext. So just grab the main file manually here, and while we're waiting for those to download, we'll go ahead and go on to the next mods, which is high-res lunchbox retexture. So grab that file manually as well. Then once those are done downloading, you can go ahead and bring them out onto your desktop. This one should be done shortly. Alright, so we'll wait for that to finish up and then we'll be back. Also, you're going to want to go to the File Tree tab on this one, open up to, oh sorry, not on the high-res skins and health retexture. You want to go to the Files tab, Textures, Architecture, and you're actually just going to delete the Architecture folder. All you need is the Clutter folder. Alright, then we're going to head back over to the Nexus, and the next one we're going to be doing is Magazine Redux. Go over to the Files tab, grab whichever one you want, the 2048 by 2048 or the 1024 by 1024. I'm going to use the 1024 one, and then also grab the quick fix. Download both of those with Manager. Once they're done downloading, double click to install. That one already looks good, and then just merge the fix with the original, and that one's installed. Then back over to the Nexus, we're going to go ahead and just grab the rest of the files we need. So the next one's high resolution newspapers. Just download the main file. Download the main file. Then the next one's money higher quality retex. Grab the main file here. Then moving on to neglected clutter and other things retext. Go to the Files tab, and we're going to grab both main files here. The neglected architecture and furniture, download with Manager, and the neglected clutter is download with Manager. And then we're going to go on to pre-war money retexture. Just grab the main file here, download with Manager. We don't need any of the other things. And we're going to go over and go ahead and install the ones we just downloaded. So double click the first one, set data directory on the data folder for the high resolution newspapers. OK. Then the money retext manual. You guys have pretty much probably got this part down by now. Making sure that you set it to where it says looks good. Neglected clutters. Just get rid of the README. Don't need the license text. And then that one's going to be merged with the last one since they're both from the same mod. And then pre-war money retexture. So this is packaged for like a Bane installer, so we can select the options we want. So I'm just going to go ahead and go with the light distress ones on both the $1 bill and $5 bill. But you can do whichever you want, and OK. Alright, and those are both in, check all those to install them. Then we're going to go back over to the Nexus to Kappas water bottles. We're going to grab one version, the no ESP version, download that manually. Then we're going to go over to enhanced blood textures for New Vegas. Just grab the main file here, download with Manager. Next one, HD Smoky Fire and Explosions. Go to the Files tab, grab the latest version, the main file with Manager, and we'll go ahead and install all those. So the first one we did was the Kappas water bottles. So let's bring that out onto our desktop. See what we got here. Oops. If I can click right here. Okay, this is already packaged correctly. So go over to Mod Organizer, install from archive, find that. I'm just going to rename it Sky. Let's see how it's spelled. Just going to copy and paste it from the Nexus. And open it up to the data folder and right click set data directory. That one's installed. Just go over and check it. Then we have the enhanced blood textures. Double click that. Manual. This one looks good already. Okay. And then the HD Fire and Explosions. Right click the data folder and hit set data directory. Check those over here. And those are all installed. Alrighty, so moving on to the final mods that we're going to be doing today. A couple of tweaked meshes. So first we're looking at tweaked cache register. Download that with Manager. tweaked Kim's replacer, download with manager. And then lastly we have workshop tools. Download this manually because it's Fallout 3. Once those are all done, you can bring the one from Fallout 3 out onto your desktop, go over to Mod Organizer, download or install the tweaked cache register. We're just going to erase cache register and hit tweaked series because we're going to be merging these all together. So set data directory to where it says looks good. You can get rid of the readme. Keep this on tweaked series for the tweaked Kims. Manual. Set data directory. You can get rid of the images in the readme. Then merge. And then lastly, grab the one from the desktop. Name it tweaked series. Manual. Set data directory. Get rid of the images in the readme. Merge, and those are done. Alrighty, so now we can head over to loot. Sort this. We only added like 2 or 3 SPs this episode, so it's not going to make a whole lot of changes. Sort. Alright, so I'm going to wait for this to finish sorting, and then I will start up the game and I will meet you guys in game. Alrighty, so here we are back in game, and if you watch the beginning of this video you'll remember seeing some items. I'm just going to go through these really quick and show you that they have all been retextured now. Just a few little miscellaneous items that you may not notice, but I noticed personally. I'm a nitpicker. They all look much better. This is just a small little selection of, well, it's not letting me view those anymore, but those were also changed. Let's drop those again. Purified water, oops, Psycho, and Mentes. So, because you can see the water bottle is like transparent now. Looks a lot more like a water bottle. Psycho looks better. If you remember from before, it was like a little brown bandage or something on it. Looks a lot better now. What else? Nuka-Cola actually looks like cola. And then the Mentes obviously looks a lot better as well. That's just, like I said, a very small selection of all the stuff we just installed. But all the stuff we just installed makes a big difference when it comes to immersion, for me at least. I don't want to see a crappy little texture when everything else looks really great. So yeah, I hope you found this episode helpful. I hope you keep following along. Next episode we're going to be talking about overhauling the NPCs, characters, player character, creatures, and we're also going to be talking about the couple of companions I'm going to be adding to this. There might be 3 or 4 companions we're going to be adding for this playthrough, or for this guide. So yeah, I hope to see you guys there. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments, and as always, thank you for watching. Hope to see you again.